Hi students, my name is Manish and I know your exam is around the corner, so I just want to give you a message. I hope you have prepared well for the exam, but there are certain areas that I want you to concentrate on. You must not neglect the story of English. It is a portion of syllabus which most students neglect. You must not do that. At least 4 or 5 objectives are asked from the story of English. So you must go through this book, and apart from this book, there is one more chapter that I would like you to go through, and the chapter is How Free is the Press. I mean, it's not difficult, but it is more difficult than the other chapters or than the other stories and essays that you read in Rainbow. But every year 2 or 3 questions are asked from this chapter, so you must not neglect it. You must go through this chapter, and I hope you have prepared grammar well, and in grammar learn as many phrases as you can, and also concentrate on articles. And I hope you have prepared, or I hope you have learned narration. I mean, every year certain questions or some questions are asked from narration, so you must revise them. Now let us talk about something else. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what you should study or what you should not, because everything is there in the syllabus, and you must have seen syllabus, you must have gone through the syllabus. So today I want to talk about something which is concerned with how we can keep in mind the things that we have studied. It's a problem that most students encounter. See, right now, I mean, it's December. Today is 7th of December, and I don't think you have much time left. You have only around 45 days to prepare for the exam. So what I want to say is, now instead of learning anything new, or instead of concentrating on anything new, you should concentrate on the chapters that you have already studied. See, what happens is, if your syllabus is incomplete, if 1 or 2 chapters are left and you are worried about that, please stop being worried, or don't worry about the chapters that you have not studied. Only 2 chapters are left. You have studied more than 10 chapters. Why not concentrate on those 10 chapters? Why concentrate on the 2 chapters that you have not studied? I hope you are getting my point. And see, now, I mean, you have there are so many things that you need to keep in mind, and it is a very difficult task. I mean, you have to, for a student of science, you have to study physics, chemistry, maths, and English as well. And for a student of arts, I mean, there are 4 or 5 subjects that you need to study. So keeping everything in mind is a big problem. Then how? I mean, there must be a solution. I mean, there are some people who remember everything that they read. How do they do so? See, there are certain things that I want to tell you here. First, if you read something, make sure you think about what you have read. If you do not do so, then what you have read will gradually fade away. I mean, you will not be able to recall what you have read. So you need to keep thinking about what you have read, and there are other things that you can do. Every Sunday, every Sunday, revise everything that you have read. I mean, you must be thinking how you can revise everything in a single day, but it can be done if you do it on a regular basis. If you do it every Sunday, it can be done. And you do not need to do everything physically. I mean, you can do it mentally. If you have read properly, if you have studied properly, this can be done. And another thing I would like to point out is we must not concentrate more on getting a few extra marks. I mean, everybody wants to get more marks. There's no harm in that. There's nothing wrong with that. But then, not understanding the syllabus and just parroting it, just learning it by rote, is not going to help. Believe me. And do not develop this habit, because once you develop this habit, it's very hard to get rid of this. Why not do something? I mean, why not do something the way it is done? If you are studying science or if you are studying arts, go through the entire book. Think about what you have read. And never ever go to a teacher who gives you objectives to learn. I mean, what is that? I mean, the teacher has gone through the book. He has collected some questions, and he asks you to parrot them, and you go ahead and you do that. Do you think that's going to benefit you? No, that will not benefit you at all. You may think that it will get you some more marks, but that's of no use. Every year, lakhs of students pass intermediate. Do you ever think what happens after they complete their intermediate? They go on to complete their graduation, and then they remain unemployed. What's the purpose of doing this? And what will you do with such kind of education? Develop this habit of taking things upon yourself. Develop this habit of taking responsibility. If there is something that you do not understand, please read it carefully. Read it again and again till you finally understand it. Once you develop this habit, things will become easy. I hope you are getting my point. I mean, I'm a teacher, and I'm pained when I see students learning objectives, parroting objectives. I mean, they have not gone through the entire book, but they just learn, or they just parrot the objective that they are provided by their teachers. Don't do so. It's going to harm you. Believe me, it's going to harm you. Yeah, it's not. See, it is not going to benefit you, let alone benefiting you. It's going to harm you. This, when a teacher does, causes great harm to students. A student is made dependent on the teacher. The student himself or the students themselves become unable to do anything on their own. They develop this habit of being spoon-fed. Do not develop that habit. If there is something that you do not understand, read it properly. Read it again and again. I hope you will be able to understand. And if you do not understand it, there is no harm in going to a teacher and asking what you do not understand. That is something that you should do. But asking your teacher to make notes for you, you are digging up your own graves. You are laying a trap for yourself, and you are going to you are cheating yourself. Don't do that. I know, what I'm saying may not make sense to you, or probably doesn't, or probably what you are not, probably you do not see eye to eye with me. But believe me, or see, the path I'm showing you is full of difficulties. I mean, it's not a smooth sailing. You're going to face so many problems. But believe me, these problems will make you stronger. If I give you if I provide you with all kinds of notes, if I give you objective questions, you parrot them and then you go and then you get you get good marks. Believe me, you have you have fooled yourself. You have cheated yourself. You have made a fool out of yourself. The choice is yours. Either it is hard way or highway. Leave your studies if you do not want to work hard. Do something meaningful. Open a shop, maybe it will be beneficial for you. Learn a vocation. This is all I have to say, and this is all I want to say. I hope you understand me. If you do not, again, try to understand me. Listen to me as many times as you need to be able to understand me, but please understand me. I can say the same thing in Hindi as well, but why should I? With this, let us end this conversation with this, I'm going to end this session, and I'll keep uploading more videos. Thank you very much.